Hello, happy people. It's a lovely Friday fall afternoon here in New Mexico. And I was thinking about what I would like to tell people next in terms of the practice of law and all things civil litigation. And one of the things that comes up most often is, how does a lawsuit work? So we're going to get into that for a little bit. Civil lawsuit is just a dispute between individuals or businesses in which they are unable to resolve those disputes. Normally, most people, when they get into a dispute, they just work it out. I offend somebody, I tell them I'm sorry. I, run over my neighbor's hedge because they backed out. I make it right. That's what 99% of people do. However, there are people in life who don't do that, and there are just situations in life that don't make it easy to do that. For example, a car wreck and somebody's injured. Those are hard to just make it right. But so there are certain disputes that arise that you can't just, or people don't just work them out. And therefore you require court assistance to get that dispute resolved. One of the things to know about a court dispute is, if you're taking your problem to the king, that's what you're doing. If you're taking your case to the court, if you're taking your problem to the king, you're already way behind the curve. It's going to be very difficult for you. It's expensive and it's time consuming. Most of the cases here in New Mexico that are filed in district court, that's the court that handles the bulk of disputes. But those cases can take anywhere between 12 months and 36 months on average to get to trial. 95% of cases don't make it to trial, but that's how long it takes to actually get to trial. So how do you get to trial? Well, the first thing that happens is the complaining party files what's called a complaint in New Mexico. Some other states call it a petition. So the petition gets filed, and then it must be served upon the defendant or the defendants. Once it is served, then the defendant has an opportunity to file an answer. And now everybody showed up in court. Once that part happens, then the parties begin to generally exchange information through what's called the discovery process. That process involves certain tools like depositions, where you sit in a room and under oath, the attorney gets to ask questions of the other side. Or there are written forms of discovery like interrogatories, which are written questions, requests for production of documents and other items, and then requests for admissions. Once the discovery process is completed, the motions practice begins, although it doesn't really begin. The motions practice begins at the very beginning of the case. Motions are just asking the court to do something. So motions practice takes place. That's when the various parties ask the court to do this or that, or to exclude this piece of evidence, or to something else, whenever you're asking the court to do something. And then the case proceeds to trial. And the trial can take place either in front of a judge, that's a bench trial, or a jury. And a jury can be generally either 12 people or 6 people. And so you try your case, you present your evidence, and then either the judge or the jury makes a decision. And that's how it works. Hope that was helpful. Have a great weekend.